first we will add them in like in a subscription, and then I will tell you a bit about Active Directory and how does it work so that you get an understanding of it as well. So go to subscription,
Yeah.
go to free trial, go to IAM,
Yeah. Yeah. Access control. Yeah. I tried actually. Okay. Yeah.
go to add,
Add a role assessment, right?
go to add in the plus bar is there, right? Plus bar over there above,
Okay.
yeah.
Role
Add road
assignment.
management, yeah. Go to
I
privileged administrator role. Yeah, so this
Oh,
one's
so
the second one.
second one.
access
Upside.
review.
No, no, not this one, not this one. So job function role, and then there is also, yeah,
Privileged
click over here, and then
owner.
click on owner. Yeah, click next.
Okay.
Now select members.
Mm, okay.
Now select both of them. Select
Ah,
both of them. You need
you
to
have
select
to
one by
select.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Select
select.
again. I need to.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
And select. Yeah, and review and assign. Now, guys, in your Gmail ID, you probably have got a mail with Active Directory. If you just search Active Directory, you will get an invitation. Go there and accept that invitation
Yeah,
for
let's.
Sagar and
So here,
Supreet.
shall I click
Yeah,
review and assign again, or
yeah,
is it
yeah,
done?
yeah. Click on review and assign.
Adding role assessment. Yeah, it's assigned, I guess.
Hmm. Good. Now give me the control.
Okay.
Did you get the email, guys?
Not yet.
Yeah.
No, you already got it, I guess, because he added you in Active Directory yesterday,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I am able to see an Active Directory, but still it's asking for the subscription.
So which
No, no, no.
email
What I'm
ID?
trying to, sorry. So did you accept the invitation in the Gmail or no?
No, I haven't
No,
got any.
actually, I tried to log in using the user ID, something like
One second. I will just elaborate what I'm trying to say. So here, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
आजा यार.
Arjun, the subscription name is free trial, correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Which
I'm
email
able to see.
we are supposed to get this, Abhishek?
So this kind of email you will get. Default Active Directory invited you to access. Have you got this kind of email? Both of you, Sagar and Supreet.
No, but
No.
I used to using this domain name that Arjun provided.
But if
Yeah.
you don't accept this, I am very surprised to know that you are able to see the invitation because that cannot happen.
But
I have
now
not.
I'm able to see the subscription.
You accept it. So both of you didn't. So have you searched on your Gmail by Active Directory by this?
Yes. Arjun, which email have you used? The one I sent into the group?
Mm, one
Yeah,
second.
probably same meaning, right?
Yeah. So I mean when I added, I did not include like it for me it is showing like principal domain principal name is something like Sagar at the rate DSR Malikarjun 95 at Outlook Microsoft.com ऐसा.
That I understood, but
Mm-hmm.
in your Gmail, can you just go to your Gmail and search a Active Directory and see whether you received this kind of email, both of you, Sagar and Arjun, and just
No,
confirm if yes or
I have
no.
got
No,
in it.
both of you know.
My question is, where does Arjun add this email, the Gmail address?
That I will explain, but first, can you answer my question?
No, I haven't received it.
Okay,
But
and what
I
about you,
guess,
Suprit?
No, Abhishek, I haven't received it.
but I guess
Okay.
without the invitation, you are able to access the subscription, because I'm able to
Share
see
your
the
screen then.
subscription for,
Share
yeah,
your screen.
let me share. Yeah, hope you're able to see my screen.
Give me the control once.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, this the ID that Arjun shared
Mm,
with me.
correct.
And while I check my subscription, means
Which ID?
before
Which
that,
ID? Sorry, which ID?
this one Sagar at DSM Mallikarjun, at the top right corner. Yeah, this one. I used to log in this ID with the password that Arjun shared, and then I,
Okay, so you directly log in with.
yes.
Okay, so but what I am supposed to tell is once Arjun made a subscription, you can log in with your own email ID. That is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
so you don't need to log in with other like Arjun's email ID. In that case, you can log in with your email ID. So that is why I was asking that did you got the invitation or not? So
no.
now sorry, I'm just like I'm just be handy with the name. So Arjun, can you share your screen again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, share your screen again. Because I don't want to do this because anyways you are using someone else credential, right? Which is not right way to do it.
Okay, one second. Okay, let me know if it is
Yeah,
visible.
I'm able to see your screen. Now give me the control.
Yep.
So let's go to Active Directory and go to
Mm-hmm.
users.
Users.
Sorry,
Uh,
go to users. Okay, fine. Now, let me delete
delete.
both of them and add a new user, external user, and then email ID. What is the email ID for both of them?
Yeah,
Can I
let me
go?
paste in the chat.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
I can open the WhatsApp, right?
Yeah. Open
Okay.
this group. I think it's you can scroll down. It's
Yeah,
Little bit up.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
this one.
So this is Sagar
Okay.
email ID, right?
So I think
Yeah.
in the name I gave just this one, I guess. I did
Okay,
not click
so
on invite external user. I clicked add user.
invite. Now check
Mm-hmm.
your email ID, Sagar.
Yeah, sure.
And Suprit, you also check your email ID after I invite you. So Sagar has done. Now invite external user, email ID, invite. Done. Now both of you go to your Gmail and search for Active Directory. Okay. Then go to subscription, then free trial, then access control, then add, then add role management, go to privilege, go to owner, next, select member. Select review assign, review assign. Done. Now, did you get the email or no? Still no.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, fine. So once probably you should get the email. So once you get the email, log in with your own email ID. Have both of you made your account in Gmail or you sorry, Azure account, or you haven't made a Azure account yet?
Yeah, I have Azure account. Means yesterday I
Oh,
made.
okay, so Azure account means portal.azure.com and then
Yes,
register yourself as a
yes,
user.
yes, yes.
And what about you, Supreet? Have you made your account?
Yes, I have the account before.
Okay, with the same email ID, right?
No, not the same email
So
ID. It's like
made account, because probably it can happen that you haven't have an account. So how he can give you the subscription, right? So
okay,
make account and then you will get a mail, just like I shown you, right? Active Directory mail. In the Gmail, you can search for Active Directory.
okay, got it.
Like this, you can search, and then you will get a email which I have shown you. Then you accept the invitation. Once you accept the invitation, go to switch directory, and here you can switch to the directory in which you want to go. Then you will see the subscription. These are the steps. Okay. So let's wait for some time. I will continue with the class and then we can do all of this. Okay. So this kind of email you will get. So I will just copy this and paste it in the chat. You search this particular thing. Sorry, why I'm pasting in this SND. Okay, let me paste over here. So let's understand what we are doing and why we are doing this to add a user. Okay. So this is a tenant, okay, in which a organization, tenant is organization in very simple terms. Okay, what is tenant? Tenant is an organization. Tenant is an organization. Okay. So once suppose currently Arjun is under a tenant and he what he is doing currently, and subscription is a separate thing which a tenant is taking a subscription. Okay. So tenant is going to a subscription and he's taking a subscription. Okay. But under this tenant, under this hood, under the organization, he can add multiple user. So he added Sagar as a user. And also he added Supreet as a user. Okay. So both of them are a user for this tenant. And tenant itself is a user anyways. So Arjun is itself a user anyways, okay, for this tenant. But if Arjun, if Arjun can assign multiple user for this tenant, for this organization, and he can create other tenant as well. Like let's not go into that. But Arjun can create other tenants as well, other organization as well. And Arjun can be owner of all the tenant. That also he can do. But suppose he created a tenant and he added all of them the user. But it can happen that Arjun decided not to purchase a subscription. So like if he don't purchase any subscription, then all of you cannot work anywhere, right? So what Arjun has done, Arjun purchased a subscription in the side as well. Okay. So once Arjun purchased a subscription, he can add his organization user for this subscription. So that is what second step we were doing, right? So once we created a tenant, then Arjun, and also if you don't add, if Arjun will not add Sagar and Supreet as a user, then Arjun cannot assign Sagar a subscription because Sagar is not a user of his organization anyways. So first tenant comes, and Arjun need to assign and make a user of this tenant, and then only Arjun can assign a subscription. If he don't assign a subscription, then he cannot work on a subscription. So Arjun need to decide that in which subscription Sagar will work or in which subscription Suprit will work. But currently we have only one subscription. That is why we have assigned both of them one subscription. Now Sagar was saying me yesterday, not yesterday, probably in the previous class, that
Yeah.
we have multiple subscription, right? That is what you were saying
Correct.
me.
Correct.
So what, suppose I am your founder of your company. Okay, so what I have done, I do have a one tenant. Then I purchased 10 subscription. Okay. And under that subscription, I decided that Sagar will work in all the subscription. That is why here he is able to see all the subscription. But I might decide that Arjun will work only on 4 subscription. So once I will make a tenant, Arjun as a tenant of my particular organization, so I will assign only 4 subscription to Arjun. That is what I will do. So this is how it get managed. And once you have a once you are working in a organization, you can switch to a directory. This is how you can switch to a directory and go to the other subscription as well. So suppose if I go over here, now suppose if I go over here and go to switch directory, I do have all of this particular directory with me. Okay, so I can work. I have worked with Kaushal, I have worked with Kanika, I have worked with Khushbu, I have worked with Nawaz, I have worked with Pragati. So this all are particular, like under a particular tenant. Okay, so I can go and work with any of the tenant which they have assigned me. So suppose if I go to Kanika, Kanika might have assigned me a subscription. So I can go and work in Kanika's tenant under a subscription which Kanika has assigned me. So I can go to the switch and then switch to a directory. That also can be done. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
once suppose Arjun made a account, right? So Arjun already registered to a tenant, but he will not work in his tenant once he switch. He will work in sorry. If Suprit has created his account and if he switch, he will go to the Arjun's tenant and he will work under the Arjun subscription. Okay, that is what will happen. Now let's go to what we have studied in the last class. So we have studied what is resource group, what is
Storage account.
storage account, what
Storage
is blob
accounts.
storage, what is data lake gen 2.
Yeah.
Now, who will tell me the difference between a blob storage and data lake gen 2, which is very, very important?
So
Yeah, you can.
no, yeah, I just
Yeah.
so
Yeah, please.
data like Gen 2, yeah, we can create containers and directory, but in blob storage we cannot create the containers. And
Wrong.
In the blob storage and Gen 2, you are able to create a container, but in the Gen 2, you can't create a subfolder. It's
Subfolder.
called a directory in
Yeah.
the Azure. And Gen 2 is the upgrade version of the blob storage. And third one is
ACL access control.
ACL access
ACL
control.
access control. Yep, you are able
Okay.
to
Okay, fine.
manage your accesses.
Now I will, in which particular, okay, I will go to this.
So
Now,
yeah,
yeah.
Abhishek, once we switch the directory, so automatically we'll using the different subscription in that case, I guess.
So once you go to the sub directory, you will be able to see all the subscription which that tenant has
Yeah.
assigned you.
Yes, got it.
Okay, so you can work in all the tenant. Okay, all the subscription. Sorry, the which Arjun has assigned you basically. Okay,
Yeah.
so here you can see all the subscription is only one, right? If he assigned you multiple subscriptions, then he can select multiple subscription over here. Now, what is data factory? Any idea? What is data factory? Why do we use data factory? And why it is needed? Why data factory is needed in the first place? Any idea about it, guys? A storage account is clear, right? So a storage account is a particular resource which is being used to store the data in the cloud, audio file, video file, CSV file, and any kind of file basically. Then we have studied there are in the storage account, there are 4 types. What are those? You are either you choose to create a blob storage or data lake gen 2, file service, queue service, and table service. So we will we know by the definition that what is the meaning of file service. It is used to share large file by assembly, lift and shift method. Table service is to use to store the NoSQL data, and queue service is to handle messages. But you will not work on any of these three. 90% chances are there. So let's not study this in detail. We will study data lake storage or blob storage. What is data lake storage? Data lake storage is being used to store the files in a directory, in a container and a directory, in which you can manage ACL, access control list, as well. And it is a upgraded version of a blob storage.
Blob
In a blob storage, we can create container, but we cannot create a directory.
Direct.
And it is also a resource in Azure cloud. Similar to that, we have a resource, data factory. Why do we need data factory? Data factory is useful. In very simple terms, it is useful to move the data from one point to another. Suppose if you have a data in your computer and you want to move the data into the storage account, which we have created just now. Okay, and this is your computer. Now, if you want to move the data from here to here, how do you do it? You need a particular service which can help you, right? So that is data factory,
Okay.
which will take the data from here. It will make a connection to this. It will make a connection to this, and then it will transfer the data from here to here, basically. Okay, so you can treat it as a particular system which is helping you to move the data from here to here and also orchestrate the whole process. Okay, so suppose, so I'm not going into those detail, but in a very layman terms for now, we can understand data factory will help us to move the data from one point to another. That is what we will understand for now. Now let's see. So first, how to create data factory. So we'll go to the data factory and then we'll hit create. And then again, as this is also a resource, it will come under a subscription and a resource group.
First one.
Okay.
Azure class.
Yeah, first one resource group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one, and then I will type a name, cloud 123. So if all three of you is working in one subscription, all three of you can create 3 data factory. It is not a problem. Okay, it doesn't cost you much. So you can create 3 data factory as well, so that you can segregate your work. Okay, that is not a problem. Now here I will select Central India.
The region should be same that we have selected for the destination. I mean, Azure Blob Storage or Gentoo.
Sorry.
I mean, for the data factory, region should be same as we selected for the destination. I mean, the Blob Storage or Gentoo.
Region, you're saying region.
Yeah,
this one?
yes, region. Yep.
Yeah, so data factory should be in a region in which, suppose if my on-premise source is located in East US, okay,
Mhm.
and if I want to move the data into, so probably I will be moving the data in that particular region itself, okay, because it will cost me much if I will create, if I'm moving the data in any other region. So your data factory should be in a region in which your most of the resources are located.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so here I am choosing a region which is Central India again for my case, and we will configure the Git later. We'll understand how to configure the Git later, and rest of the things you don't need to worry. Review, hit and create.
So, Abhishek, just wanted to understand the term deployment. So I know it is I mean, in the normal we know the meaning, but here, what is that this deployment means in Azure or in the software industry?
So deployment means it is a basically a application, right? Which is we have understood that is a IaaS application, right? Infrastructure as a service. Now, once you create it, the Microsoft doesn't have this application, so Microsoft is creating this application for you by the configuration which you have provided, and then trying to basically provide you the service. So that is why we have understood, right? It is a pay as you go model, and it charges you money
Mhm.
only for the services which you opt for. So
Mhm.
once you opted that, hey, Microsoft, provide me this data factory from your servers. So Microsoft is creating a data factory for you and trying to deploy that particular application for you so that you can use it.
Okay.
Have I answered your question or no?
Yeah, yeah. Right.
So
Understood.
let me go to data factory, and then so you can either click on launch studio. So I'm just clicking on the launch studio so that we can see how data factory looks. So, and this particular data factory can be accessed directly as well. So suppose if you say that, Abhishek, do I need to go to the portal to access it? No, you don't need to go to the portal. You can directly access this and then log in. Okay, so here also you can log in and directly go to adf.azure.com. That also can be done. And probably you mostly will be working on this particular portal and then try to open data factory, which I have done for most of the organization. But for one organization, they said that our portal access we don't want to provide you. So in that particular organization, I was used to log in from the link itself, adia.edu.com. Okay, so from the link itself, I was trying to download the data factory. Download as in like trying to access the data factory. Okay, and you can access this data factory through your mobile as well. So sometimes I have used to run a pipeline through the mobile as well. So sometimes it is very convenient just to see and run it, but like it is not so user friendly in the mobile. Okay, so but I'm just telling that uh, it is so heavy software, so many pipelines are running, but you can just open it. That is very convenient. So because everything is in cloud. Now what is this bar? This is the home bar, which is like here you can just this particular window is not so useful. Okay, so this is a home bar. Now this is author tab in which you can create your pipelines. Pipelines means we will see how to create pipelines. This is a monitor tab in which you can see the pipeline runs. Okay, so whatever pipelines are running, you can see it over here. This is a tab in which you can create a linked service and integration runtime, which we will study now. Okay, and this is a learning center which they have recently introduced. Now let's understand what is a link service and integration runtime. This is also a very important interview question again. What is integration runtime and what is link service? Let's understand it. So first of all, we will understand a integration runtime which is already here. Okay, auto resolve integration runtime. Let me open my slide. So there are three kinds of integration runtime. One is auto resolved integration runtime or Azure default integration runtime. Second is self-hosted integration runtime. Third is SSIS.
So before that, what does this pipeline mean here? I mean, it's a kind
Pipeline
of set of
means, yeah, so
process.
pipeline means suppose to move the data, you need to create a pipeline kind of a thing, okay, which will
Mhm.
help you, which will take the data from here, and then move the data from to here. So you will create a copy data pipeline. So what to do this
Okay.
operation, to move the data from your computer to the storage account, I will create a copy data pipeline.
Okay.
What I will do?
It's a pipeline type something.
Yeah, so one second, I will just tell you that where is my window, man? Yeah. So I will go over here, I will go to author tab and I will create a
Mhm.
new pipeline
Okay.
and I will paste a copy data activity. This is activity. which will, I will define the source configuration, I will define a sink configuration, and then create this pipeline. So what this pipeline will do, this pipeline will run daily. Suppose you are working in Walmart and you made a pipeline to move all of your data into the cloud at 10 p.m. after you close your store. So this pipeline will run daily and it will copy all the data from your computer to cloud daily.
Cloud.
Okay,
Okay.
so that is what it will do. So in the source, all the configuration of your source will come, which is your computer. All the in the sink, all the configuration of blob storage will come, which is your sink. So pipeline means it helps you to orchestrate the whole process. Okay, suppose I told you that we will study this architecture. Okay,
Mhm.
so in this is the first part. I am teaching you first part in which we are taking the data from the source, moving the data into the blob, right? So after that, you want to do some transformation. Okay, so what you will do, you will come over here and then attach a notebook, which will help you to do the transformation. So it will take this notebook will again take the data from your copy data pipeline, like in the sink. From the sink, it will take the data and do all the transformation, then write it back. That is what it will do. So it will orchestrate. The pipeline means it helps you to perform your task by collection of different activity. So this is pipeline, this is activity. Okay, this is pipeline, this is activity, and overall pipeline is what you are trying to do basically. So to suppose if I'm trying to do all of this, so all, how I can do all of this by collection of different activity. Okay, and then I will make a final pipeline. We will go all into this details and we will try to create it slowly. You'll understand and get a feel of it. Okay,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
now let's understand this, what I was trying to explain. Yeah, so if I go to all of this is clear. Yeah, we were understanding this. So integration runtimes are, there are three types of integration runtime. As your default integration runtime, which is already there. If you see, which is already there, we don't need to create it. So this integration runtime is already here. Okay, we don't need to create it. As you self-hosted integration runtime and SSIS. These are the three integration runtime, and this is very important interview question, that how many types of integration runtimes are there? So there are three kinds of integration runtime: as your default integration runtime, self-hosted integration runtime, and SSIS. What is Azure default integration runtime? The Azure default integration runtime helps you to move the data from the cloud, or into the cloud. So basically, if you want to connect data factory with cloud, no matter if you want to fetch the data to the cloud from the cloud, or if you want to move the data into the cloud, if you want to connect to any cloud service, then which integration runtime you will use? You will use as your default integration runtime. What is self-hosted integration runtime? Whenever you want to move the data into a on-premise service, or if you want to take the data from on-premise service, then you will use a self-hosted integration runtime. And then SSIS is, it helps you to import SSIS packages. SSIS is a service provided by Microsoft. Now it helps you to basically import SSIS packages from SSIS device. I haven't worked on it till now in 7 years, and I haven't seen people working on it. It's just an integration runtime which you should know, but it is not so useful. Now we will in this particular diagram, if I go again, here I am moving the data in from the cloud, right? So to make this connection, I will use self-hosted integration runtime. And I am moving the data into the cloud. Okay, so in this particular connection, I will use your Azure default integration runtime. So just to again give you a very layman example. So suppose if you want to move the data, suppose I want to move from one address to another address, right? So I need to tell the driver that this is my first address and this is my second address, right? Then only driver can move. So first data factory need to make this connection, your computer connection, and data factory need to make this connection. Then only data factory can take the data from here to here. Okay. So to make the connection to the computer, Azure needs self-hosted integration runtime. And to make a connection to your cloud, Azure need Azure default integration runtime. Now, how to make connection with the computer? How to use a self-hosted integration runtime? This integration runtime is already there, which we have seen. It is already here, right? So if I go over here, this integration runtime is already here. Now, how to move the data from my computer? If I want to move the data from my computer, how to do it? So I will go to new integration runtime. I will click on self-hosted integration runtime. Click continue, click on self-hosted integration runtime, click continue. Here I will write my computer integration runtime. Then create. Then I will go to this link. And this is a default link. Okay. So Sagar says that Abhishek, you don't move the data from your computer. You move the data from my computer. Okay. Suppose Sagar says that. So what I will say to Sagar that Sagar, what you do, you take this link. Okay. And I will go to Sagar's chat. And give this link to Sagar. Hey Sagar, install this software. Okay, so you just go to this link and download this software. Which software? This software. Sagar will go and then download this software. So this is installing in my laptop, but suppose if Sagar says that fetch the data from my computer, so this particular software will go to Sagar's computer, not my computer. If Arjun says that Abhishek, you move the data from my computer, so it will go to Arjun's computer, not my computer. Okay. So this particular software will be there from which you want to fetch the data. Okay. So here, what we are doing, we are basically trying to install a software in this client computer. Okay, so we have installed a software in the client computer, which we call it as a self-hosted integration runtime software. So this is a software we are installing. This we have installed. Okay. Now what Data Factory will do? Data Factory will help, will with the help of this software, Data Factory will try to fetch the data from any of the, suppose in my computer, I do have MS SQL, MySQL, or anything of that sort, right? So what Data Factory will do? Data Factory will try to communicate with all of this and try to give the data. So this self-hosted integration runtime will go to this and then get the data. Okay, that is what it will do. So we are trying to install a self-hosted integration runtime. So this integration runtime will be installed. And after that, what we need to do, I am just going to the link. So what we are doing, if you go follow this link, right? We are trying to install the self-hosted integration runtime in the corporate firewall. Okay. In the corporate firewall, in the local, we are trying to install this integration runtime. We have followed all of these process. Now, once you install this software, it will ask you this key. Okay. So once this software is installed, let me resume and install it only. So once it's installed, okay, I need to provide this key. What is this key? I need to give this key. Okay. Now Sagar says that, hey Abhishek, I have installed this. What needs to be done next? So I will just provide this key to Sagar so that Sagar will authenticate that I am authenticating. Sagar will say that I am authenticating this particular software to interact with Abhishek's computer. Okay, it's because Abhishek provided me this key. Then the connection of my data factory is established with Sagar's computer because Sagar has authenticated with the key which I have provided to Sagar. Is it clear, guys? Or
Yes,
no,
but,
it's not clear.
yes,
Yeah.
but there are two keys,
Yeah.
so it's a
Any key you can
confusion.
give, no problem.
Okay, okay.
Why there is two key, I don't know. So if you know also, let me know why there's two key, because I also never understood why there's two key. Because you can give any of the key, okay? Is there any confusion on any of this point, guys? What is self-hosted integration runtime? Or
Um, y-
is it clear?
yeah, can you please go on the print? Yeah. So that means the self-hosted integration runtime, it depends on the source that we have. For example, if
Yeah.
my data on the on premises, so should I use the self-hosted or it is
Yes.
on the cloud? So what I
So your data, if your data is there in the on-premise service, okay? So
Mhm,
suppose in the real time scenario, your data won't be fetched from a computer, okay? It is actually fetched from a server.
correct.
So in what you will do, you will set up a call with that server guy, and
Mhm,
then ask them to install as a self-hosted integration runtime in
mhm,
their server. Once they install a self-hosted integration in their server,
mhm.
then you will give the key, the two key which we are able to see, to them
Correct.
to authenticate. So they have done agreement that this is the provided key, and we are authenticating by providing this key so that Sagar can communicate with our server.
Okay. But in the server there, for example, there are multiple databases, and
Yeah,
just I would like to
I'm
pull.
coming into this. I'm
Okay,
coming into
okay.
this.
Then we'll talk it
So
later.
you are able to communicate with server, but your question is very rigid that where is database now? You haven't
Yeah.
given any credential about the database, so which is a very good question, and I'm coming into this now after that.
Okay. Second question at the right side, Azure data default integration. So always it's the same because we are trying to.
Yeah. So if you
So
connect with cloud, no
yeah.
matter you connect with blob storage,
Yeah.
no matter you connect with Databricks, no matter you connect with Amazon service, which is Amazon S3 bucket, no matter you connect with GCP cloud, no matter you connect with Dynamics 365, no matter you connect with any of the cloud, you will use as your default integration runtime
Okay. Okay.
until and unless that particular cloud service is in a particular firewall again. Suppose if you put a cloud service in a firewall, then it is not open to cloud, right? Then again you need to probably use the self-hosted integration runtime, but we are not going into that detail now. In general, if you want to connect with any of the cloud service, you will use as your default integration runtime. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And self-hosted only change while our source is cloud. If I want to pull my data from the GCP, so it will
Hmm.
change. Correct.
It will change as in.
Um, like my source is on cloud, and I would
Hmm.
like to pull my data from the cloud to cloud, so it
So
will
in the
change to
both of the connection, you will
yeah,
use only one
Azure
integration runtime.
Azure default. Correct.
Default integration runtime. But
Ah.
suppose you want to pull the data from two servers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to pull the data from two servers, okay, so suppose I want to pull the data from, if I want to pull the data from Arjun's computer and also your computer, then I need to make two integration, two self-hosted integration runtime. I need to install the software in Arjun's computer and also in your computer.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and then suppose if you say that Abhishek, I don't have internet connection in my server, then I cannot fetch the data from your computer. So you need to make sure that your server is running
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that I can interact. Okay. Now this is installed. I am opening this.
There is any limitation, means how much GB or something like uh, how, uh, how much size the data that just you are able to move from your
Uh,
machine to cloud.
There is no limit.
Okay,
People are doing gigabytes of movement, so there
okay,
is no
okay.
limit. I don't feel so there is a limit. And they will make sure, right? The cloud service provider will make sure that they are able to handle any movement so that people will use their cloud service.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not installing this, guys. My laptop is very bad. So if I install this, it will go crazy. So it is very simple. Just install it and then authenticate it by providing the key. Register, you will see an integration runtime running. Okay. So it's very simple. You can easily complete it. Okay. Let me run if I am able to run. What is happening? Let it be. Okay, fine, no problem. Now let's go to data factory. We have understood this step. Okay. Now coming to the question that which Sagar has asked, Abhishek, you install the self-hosted integration runtime, but if I have MS SQL, okay, if I have PostgreSQL in my computer, okay, how, because my MS SQL has a different ID password, my PostgreSQL has different ID password, and suppose my computer has a different ID password, C drive has a different ID password, okay, how you will interact, how the self-hosted integration runtime will interact with these services, how it will interact with these services. So then it comes link service. Okay, what link service? Here you will see available. Okay, after you run this, here you will see available running. Okay, so here comes the link service. Okay, what is link service? I will go to the link service and then I am creating a link service for our data lake gen 2. So here I will select, let me go one by one step. Okay, so I sometimes click very fast. So here we need to click new for the self-hosted one. Okay, we need to click over here. I will go into this is for SSIS. Okay, we are not, so you can just leave this. That's not important. Now you can go over here. You can click on self-hosted, click continue, click create, and then it will give you the link. Okay, that is what you need to copy. Now, what is link service? I will go to the link service and create a link service for Data Lake Gen 2. And you can create link service for any of the service. Suppose if you have a SQL server on premise, okay, so you can select SQL server, MS SQL server, that also you can do. Any of the service you can create. Suppose if you have MySQL, that also you can do. You can select MySQL. I am selecting Data Lake Gen 2. And I am making a link service for my data lake storage. Okay, so if I go to data lake storage, what is my data lake storage name? This is my data lake storage name. Okay, I will select this actual gen 2, actual gen 2 ls. Okay, here I will, so as we know already that to connect with data lake storage is, which is a cloud service, we will select auto resolve integration runtime. Okay, and here all the credential will come. So here I am selecting actual gen 2 and making a connection, test connection, and create. So what it did actually, so here you selected a self-hosted integration, sorry, default integration runtime and given the credential. But suppose Sagar says that I have a MySQL, so I will select MySQL, and then here I will select my self-hosted integration run. Okay, here I will select my self-hosted integration runtime. Then I give the server name, database name, username, and password for MySQL. Okay, so here in the I will select and give the MySQL ID and password. Okay, so that I am authenticating self-hosted integration runtime to interact. Okay, that is what I am doing. So here I will give all those details and then test connection, then create the connection. Okay, that is what we will do. So what is your integration runtime? Integration runtime is a bridge which is helping you to connect from the source and your like destination. And link service is a kind of a like authentication to access that bridge. Okay, because if link service is not there, you will won't be able to, you just able to establish the connection from a server, but you won't be able to fetch anything from the database like SAP HANA, DMS HANA. From any of the database you cannot access the data because you don't have the credential for the database, right? So link service is storing all the credential of the date, like of not the server but actual the data from where you are fetching the data. So this is a link service. Any doubt, any confusion, guys?
If I just need to pull the CSV or XLS file, so what the link services that I need to choose?
File server,
Okay,
file system, sorry.
file
So
systems.
suppose if you have some files in your C drive,
So I guess it needs something path or
C drive, if you have something C drive, then you select on file system, you give the host name, username of your computer, password of your computer, and then test connection.
okay.
Okay,
And I
guys,
can
it
see
is
here
very,
the
yeah.
Azure Key Vault as well. So might be it's just to saving your
I will come
passwords.
into that as well. In
Okay,
Key Vault, I will come into that as well. But
okay,
uh, so Key Vault I will cover it. Don't worry about it.
okay, okay.
So first integration runtime and link service is clear or not? Arjun, are you able to get it?
Yes.
Any confusion, any doubt?
No confusion. I got it, but again, I'll go through it again so that
Okay, fine.
it
Yeah.
stores twice. Yeah.
And also, though I'm providing recording, guys,
Mm.
but keep it your last preference.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make a habit that I have a recording, because sometimes it happens that we feel that hey, I have a recording, right? I will do something else or I will not. So human is lazy. Okay, so if if we get facility, we try to, our mind works like that. We try to misuse it, right? So don't pay attention to the class, and after the class, don't look at a recording. So
Mm-hmm.
because anyways you are giving your 1 hour, right? So it is not making sense you again give your 1 hour and then understand it again and then do it. So after a class, if I homework anyways, I'm noting down and giving it to you, and the reason being so that you don't go to the recording to understand what is your homework. So I am noting it down so that you can just listen it very carefully and then do the practical directly. If you're facing difficulty,
Mm-hmm.
try to Google it and try to solve it. Then make recording as a last preference, because in the real time as well, once a problem statement is given to you, the best way to do the development is to do the Google search. Half of the 90% of the developers learn like that itself, right? So do the Google and then try to do it. Make recording as your last preference. Okay, because if you learn how to do Google properly, then you can do any project. That is what I know. Okay, so here we have understood the link service, we have understood the integration runtime. Now we will go over here, and also we have made a link service, right? Now we will do a simple copy data activity. First I will give you some question and then we will try to brainstorm on it, and then I will give you, then we will do a simple copy data activity. I have Sagar's computer. My computer. Not database, data source. I can write data source. Now, what we need to do? Uh, Arjun made a blob storage, data lake gen 2. It's Arjun data lake gen 2. and Sagar Super with blob storage. What we need to do? We need to move the data from Sagar's computer to also Sagar has data lake Gen 2. We need to move the data from Sagar's computer and like Saga's data, basically whatever Saga is doing, be it on-premise, be it data lake, Saga's computer to Supreet's data lake Gen 2. Second is move the data from my computer to Arjun data lake Gen 2. Now let's give it a try. That to move the data from Sagar's computer to Supreet's data lake Gen 2. Okay, Sagar has two data source and Sagar has one computer. Inside that we have two data source. And Sagar also created data lake Gen 2. Okay. Now I will just try to paint it out so that you can imagine it. No, I cannot paint it out because I need to. Let me just write it over here so that we can paint. Okay. So Sagar has, so we will paint later. So first you guys think and give me for first question, how many integration runtime and how many link services required? And for second question, how many integration runtime and how many link services required? Think about it and then we will discuss it. Just take 5 minutes. Don't be in hurry. Think about it and then give me the answer. I'm coming, guys. Room 2 minutes. Hello. Yeah, guys. Any answer? Hello, guys.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, any answer?
So my as the statement like Sagar's computer having the data lake Gen 2, that means the source is a cloud, something like.
Sagar has what you have done, Sagar. You opened a grocery store, okay, suppose. And in the grocery store, you in your computer you have to some of the data of your grocery store you are storing in MySQL, and some of the data of your grocery store you are storing in MS SQL in your computer, okay.
Mhm.
And also you have some curiosity to explore cloud, so you have made cloud storage as well and uploaded some data over there as well, okay.
Okay.
Now, now, who? Now suppose Suprit came in your shop and says that, hey, Sagar, what are you doing? You said that, hey, I'm just man curious for cloud and I just moved some data into the cloud. So now Suprit said that, hey, I am a cloud data migration consultant and I do have a blob storage. Why don't you move all the data into my cloud storage and I will help you out? Okay, okay, fine. So any answer or you're not able to think and I'm making you confused?
I
Um,
am unable to think, to be honest. I just need
as
more
per
Fine.
time
my
on it.
as per my opinion, in my computer, in the I mean the Sagar's
Just
computer,
give it a
there are
try. I don't want a perfect answer, but just give it a try. What you're thinking?
I
Yeah.
guess we required the two integration runtime. One is the Azure default integration runtime, and second is a self.
Self-hosted.
Uh, Correct.
Self-hosted. Yeah.
Self-hosted for the
Hmm.
to fetching the data,
Hmm.
and two links services, because
Hmm.
data sources are different.
So let me let me solve the first and then you try to solve the second. Okay. So in Sagar's computer, okay. So what Suprit will do? Suprit will tell Sagar to install integration runtime in his computer. Okay. So Sagar will install integration runtime in his computer. Okay. So this is your Sagar's computer. Suppose this is Sagar's computer. This is Sagar's computer and Sagar has installed an integration runtime in his computer. Okay, so this is the integration runtime in his computer.
Which is
Okay,
self-hosted
which
integration.
is self-hosted. So this is a self-hosted integration runtime which Sagar has installed.
Okay.
Self-hosted. How Sagar has installed? So Supri is given a key and a link and Sagar installed and then installed. Okay, so that Suprit's like he can interact. Okay, right now. So this is the Sagar computer. He installed a self-hosted integration runtime. Now he will make. So there are two data source as we have understood, right? There are two data source. What are those? This is data source one. This is data source second. So this is data source one. And this is data source second. So now Sagar need to make two link service for data source one, data source second.
Hmm.
Okay. So there should be two link service.
Two links
First
are-
link service is this. Second link service is this. Okay. Now, Sagar has also one particular this. So till now, our answer is one integration runtime, two link
and
service
two linked services.
for this Sagar's computer. Okay, any doubt? No doubt.
No.
Now, Sagar has one data lake Gen 2 as well, right? And for that, we will use the auto resolve integration runtime. Okay, and also we will make a link service for data lake Gen 2.
So Abhishek, this Azure default integration runtime and auto resolve integration runtime is the
Same,
same.
same,
Okay.
yeah. So till now, our answer is two like three link service, one, two, and three link service and two integration runtime, self-hosted and auto resolve, right? Now
Hmm.
Sagar job is done. So Sagar, whatever source Sagar has, we have a connection for three sources which Sagar has. Sagar has three sources. Two are on-premise source, and one is data lake Gen 2 storage,
Data
right?
lake.
So we have three link service. Okay. So the answer of link service is very simple. How many data source you have, you should have a link
Yes.
so that you can move the data.
Hmm.
Suppose I do have my luggage, and if I'm telling the driver that hey, move my luggage to 3 address, then I should have a link of 3 address, right?
Three
So it is very
address,
simple.
right.
Okay. Now, an answer for integration runtime is also very simple. So if you're interacting with self-hosted, if you're interacting with a server, suppose if you're interacting with 2 server, then you should have 2 integration
Two-
runtime,
two
okay,
integration.
which is self-hosted. But for the cloud, only 1 integration runtime, which is auto-resolve. Okay. Now, for Supreet, we don't have the connection for Supreet Data Lake Gen 2 yet. Okay. So for Supreet, we need one integration, one auto-resolve integration runtime, which is same anyways, right? But we need one link service. So we need one link service for Supreet's Gen 2. So answer for first question will be link service for
Link service.
Supreet's Gen 2. So see, answer of this will be link service for Supreet Gen 2, link service for Sagar Gen 2, okay, link service for data source 1, link service for data source 2.
2.
Okay. Now in this in this two link service, in this link service, what is this is, and for this one, what is the integration runtime? Auto resolve integration runtime. And for this one and this one, what is the integration runtime? Which we have installed in Sagar's computer, right? Self-hosted integration runtime, which is
Self-hosted.
Sagar self-hosted integration.
So overall, is it like 4 link services for
Four
for
link services and
link
2
services?
integration runtime.
2 integration. One is self-hosted and one
Auto resolve.
is auto-resolve.
Yep. Now, look, I want answer of second now.
uh, 3 link services because okay, the an integrate
Yeah, 3 link service, yeah.
yeah, 2 for the data source 3 and
Data source.
1 for the 4,
Yeah.
and
And
1
one
is
for
for
the
the to
blob
connect
storage.
Gen 2.
Blob
Sorry,
storage.
blob storage. Yeah.
Yeah. And 1 integration runtime, 2 integration runtime again. One is auto resolve to connect with cloud service of Supreet. Okay. Sorry, for Gen 2, Arun's Gen 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And then one particular integration runtime which will install in my computer to interact with data source 3 and data source 4.
Yeah.
Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
I have asked this complicated question, which I have understood after a month in my organization when I started working in cloud. So you are still in a good condition, better than me. Okay, so no problem. Now, what is the homework? Homework is all of you guys have MS SQL installed in a computer or no?
No.
I have.
Okay, so what is the first task is install so all three of you use like Mac or like Windows or Mac?
I'm using Windows.
Windows.
All three of you are on Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's good because it's difficult to handle Mac. So you try to install MS SQL on premise, and best way to install is watch a video and then install, because here and there they want to click, and which I am not able to guide you. Okay, no, 1 second. Install MS SQL SSMS.
Okay.
Watch this video and install MS SQL and my this like MS SQL and SSMS both. Okay. MS SQL and SSMS. Install MS SQL SSMS in your computer. Then second is install MySQL as well. And Arjun, this is important for you because this is very important for you because you haven't worked on SQL database yet, right? So it's good that you explore these options. And for Sagar, you are a database person, so I am okay how, because you can imagine database, but for Arjun, he cannot imagine database, so he
Okay.
need to install.
Even I
But it's
have
better all of you install, okay? Now, install now, make a link service for MS SQL and SSMS which you have installed, okay? Sorry, SSMS, MS SQL and MySQL. Make a link service for both by after installing integration runtime. So first you need to install integration runtime. So third step will be install integration runtime and makes link service for MS SQL and MySQL. Fourth is to do this, you will get here and there few errors which you try to resolve, and then make a link service for blob storage and data lake gen 2. And before that, you need to create data factory, which is pretty understood, that create data factory. And do the fourth before, because fourth is bit easy. And then after that, do the third one. And then in the next class, we will understand how to basically move the data. So we will start moving the data. We will do some migration. Okay. Try to complete this, guys. And tomorrow, okay. So what about tomorrow? Sagar, are you okay to connect in the evening tomorrow?
Okay.
7:30 will be fine for you or no?
Yes.
Okay, so let's connect tomorrow at 7:30, guys. 7:30 p.m. IST, and then like try to complete this homework, and then we will further understand the copy activity and how to use it. Okay. And if any confusion is there, any doubt is there, gather the doubt. We'll discuss it tomorrow in the morning. And also, did you get? Can you check the mail? Have you got the email or no?
I just checked. I haven't received it.
Okay. So what to do? So you guys.
I have created the account with that email ID,
Uh,
the Azure.
okay. Can you remove and add them again, Arjun, once again after some time? Okay, so probably you will not do the practice now, right? So you want some break, and so do the remove them and try to add. And if it is still not working, then I will try to add you guys. Okay, so I will also try to help you out. Once it is not working, let me know. I will also try to help you out.
Okay, in the data,
I will give my
directory.
subscription because I have also, I'm creating a subscription. I just created a subscription, so I will try to add you. If you are not able to add, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Bye. See you.
Yep. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Have a
Thank
great day.
you.
Bye.